Before, a new severe thunderstorm warning has been issued for the area up towards the north of that spot. So it should be long enough right now. We can go ahead and check back in with the velocity with this storm. See how things are going right at that same area that Matt and I were discussing just a second ago to see if it's going to be holding up at all. And I do think that it is going to be collapsing a little bit at this point because of those mountains moving on in. But you still do have some conflicting areas of wind. Right about here, you're going to be seeing it a little bit closer, about 23 miles per hour. And then over here, you have it at about 9. That's kind of the same thing we were looking at before when it comes to wind velocity out there. What are you saying, Matt?
All right, Daniel, that's really what we're seeing. Still some areas of concern on this product right there. You got the green, you got the red. You got winds in the green moving toward the radar site, and you got in the red those winds blowing in the opposite direction. You put these two together, and that's oftentimes when you can get some of that rotation, and that's potentially what we're seeing. This is a nasty storm right now. In fact, you can see right now, first I want to underscore the fact that this has now moved well to the northwest of the town of Wilcox, okay? And as we kind of look at it, let me hit pan. I know I'm in Daniel's show right now, but these pretty much operate the same way. All right, I can pan right down. Daniel, you can do it. Pan down a little bit into southwestern sections of Graham County, because right there, this area, this pink, is obviously where we saw what Daniel and I were talking about, that inflow. It feeds the air that actually gives potentially some tornadoes the energy to work with. All right, let's see if we can pan down, because I do want to show where that worst of the storm is. And it's right here. Notice that road kind of ends there. This would be coming up, butting up against Mount Graham here in the next several minutes or so. I'm going to loop this for you, see what direction it's moving at. And you can see it's a nasty storm. We got tons of lightning. We got heavy rain. This is severe. Even if there is no tornado, we're still likely seeing extremely damaging winds. But it looks like hopefully in the next 5 to 10 minutes, and I also want to point this out. See that cluster of lightning we have right there? It looks like it's starting to not be as energized. We see fewer lightning strikes. This is certainly a severe thunderstorm right now. Let's go back to that velocity one more time, because I do want to see if we have any of what we call couplets. A couplet, again, is where that green meets the red. That tells us that we can see some rotation. We're still seeing some potentially troubled areas, but notice it looks like it's really to the northwest of the town of Wilcox. This is I-10, of course, right here. So if there were a tornado, it would likely be moving off to the northwest at a pretty quick clip. Let's see, Daniel, is the tornado warning off there, or do you just not have it?
It is not. It's still there. I was just coming back here just to kind of reset it a little bit. But
it's just showing a severe thunderstorm warning right now. But if we add those layers, I'd just be interested. Yeah, it's still there. Okay, so this red cone, I know it's confusing. There's a lot of information on the map. But right here to there, that little sliver, it looks like it has definitely crossed over I-10. So they've moved that polygon for the tornado warning till 4:15 off to the northwest. And why is that important? It's important because, quite simply put, we just don't have a lot of population here, and we're starting to enter the highest terrain. So we've had a few tornado warnings this summer. We had that one confirmation of a tornado, but oftentimes what the National Weather Service will do is they'll say, you know what, we're seeing some rotation, we're seeing the potential for some concern, but again, there's no guarantee that there is a tornado. However, I will guarantee you right now that we are tracking a very dangerous storm across much of northwestern sections of Cochise County and southwestern sections of Graham County, with or without even a tornado. And of course, it's our job to keep you safe and on top of this. I know Daniel's back there looking at the National Weather Service. Daniel, do you see any other talk about what they're...
Yeah,
okay,
something interesting here is that severe thunderstorm warning that we're talking about lasting until 4:45. They're saying a tornado is possible with that one. That's not really a surprise, because obviously we've had that tornado warning issued already. But something else significant with that severe thunderstorm warning moving into southern Graham County is that we're looking at potential golf ball size hail, they're saying, along with 70-mile-per-hour winds. So even though we're talking about a tornado here, Matt, a huge thing we like to look at with these storms is the straight line winds that tend to cause more damage than even tornadoes.
Yeah, Daniel, can you put the hail tracker on there one more time?
Yeah.
He's going to do that for you, because obviously if we pull out that hail, this is what Daniel and I were talking about right before he came on to his final weather hit, and we were talking about that potential. We saw what looked to me like a pretty substantial, I'll let you do it, Daniel. It looked like a pretty substantial hail core. I got to move off screen for him to do that. My apologies. So, I mean, look at that. We got some of those purple areas. Sometimes this overestimates about, guys, this is Fort Grant Road. This is Wilcox. This was a nasty storm that just trekked off to the northwest, potentially ping-pong size hail. That's always damaging. We were showing you the velocity, certainly winds in excess of 70 miles per hour. That, with or without a tornado, can do an awful lot of damage. One of the legacies so far during this monsoon has been just the extreme wind damage. We've had trees down all across much of southeastern Arizona, and this one is no different. Let's zoom a little bit back up there. You can see still that's probably a hail core right there. This is obviously the worst of the weather. Let me loop it, see if we can see any trends with the radar signature over the course of the last 5 to 10 minutes. And once again, the timestamp now says 4:05, so this should be allowed to expire at 4:15 unless it is extended. No evidence that that will happen. Usually, if we even do get a tornado, they're very much weak ones. They're very much on the ground for a not very long period of time.
Good news, Matt, is it's moving towards the mountains, so that's good. In
there.
fact, we just got an update from the National Weather Service saying they're going to cancel the tornado warning right now. So we're going to go ahead and reset this back towards all the warnings we have. If you want to go ahead and kind of set the scene here for that severe thunderstorm warning, flash flood warning, I'll let you take it away from here.
Thank you, Daniel. Nice job out there. And just to sort of recap, if you're just tuning into the top of the 4 o'clock broadcast, maybe we're coming on a little bit late. We had a tornado warning. The National Weather Service has allowed to expire that, so the tornado threat looks like it's gone for now. We don't want to lose sight of the fact we got a nasty, severe thunderstorm warning for extreme southwestern portions of Graham County. Not a lot of population here. We have a flash flood warning till 6:30. We're talking about a lot of rain and one more severe thunderstorm warning for north central sections of Cochise County until 4:15. A lot of lightning. I think wind's still going to be a big factor, possibly in excess of 70 miles per hour. However, it does look the trends are keeping this really much in the mountaintops and very rural/remote areas of southern Arizona. All right, we're going to keep our eyes on this, but now it's back to the newscast. Here's Monica Garcia.
All right, Matt and Daniel both tracking that tornado warning that